The Pentagon Wars, 1998. This is a comedy film, a drama, but it's based on the truth, though it's often hard to believe, although the film goes some way to explaining exactly what happened, I guess, in a fun, dramatized way. There's a lot of logical quagmires, and I think that's what much of the humour is based on, observational humour, that kind of thing. It stars Kelsey Grammer as Major General Partridge and Kerry Ewells, Owers, Kerry Owers as Lieutenant Colonel James G. Burton. And there, I'd say Lieutenant Burton is the protagonist. Um, he's like the good guy anyway. And General Partridge is the bad guy as such. It's so unreal. There's Viola Davis, who looks so much younger than all of the films I've seen her in. Of course, this is 27 years ago. So, um, she stars as Sergeant Fanning, and she um, is working with Colonel Burton. And Colonel Burton is charged with um, producing a new tank. Now, if I get this right, General Partridge has stipulated what is required, but the spec gets completely out of hand. It's like it's gonna be all singing, all dancing. It's gonna do everything. And of course, um, in real life, you have to make decisions about a vehicle. A vehicle can't do everything. I mean, at one point, there was the idea it was going to be amphibious as well, maybe fly. It just felt like it was supposed to be lightweight, so they use aluminium, or they commission that it's produced out of aluminium rather than steel because it's so much lighter. It'll make it much more nimble. But of course, um, studies revealed how dangerous it is to be in a vehicle that could get blown up in the theatre of war, if it's made out of aluminium, because aluminium burns like absolute nothing else. I mean, um, gosh, I remember from chemistry lessons, 1978. Aluminium filings, our teacher, how easily they burnt, and they sparked like mad. Um, we did a lot of we learned a lot about um, potassium and sodium and all sorts of things in chemistry lessons back then. That's how I got interested in science in a way, simply how exciting it was. However, it's hard to believe that all these suggestions for what to make this vehicle, I mean, they actually said, oh, it's supposed to carry the military into war. And the language is often very masculine orientated, male centered, as in they keep talking about the boys as if there aren't any women in the army at that time. And it said that, I mean, at one point, there's supposed to be 11 people in the tank. I think cut it down to about 6. And all these um, military people are going to be in harm's way. And the tests are meant to stop that, but they did test they didn't do tests on people, thankfully, considering exactly what a death trap they made, um, this this vehicle. I forgot what it was called. Was it a Marshall? No, it was, hmm, um, but it was named after a famous general who did amazing work saving people, and so one of the quotes is about how ironic that the new vehicle is, going to, result in deaths if it's allowed to continue. Things are taken totally out of Colonel Burton's hands. So, you see him, like, absolutely his mind's blown effectively by all, ideas that the senior military want this vehicle to do, that will be impossible. I mean, they get designers to create the vehicle, but then they have to test it, and, he actually buys some sheep. It's just like, oh gosh, I mean, um, I don't like, cruelty to animals, and of course, they wouldn't have been I'd imagine the American, AHAD, is it? The no animals were harmed in the making of this film, but, they, fire M16s or other, weapons at the tank, and um, the sheep don't survive, of course. There was a couple. Oh, there's some really good, funny quotes from the film. They talk about sheep specs, and when the sheep are, I mean, Colonel Burton's bought the sheep, but someone takes them away, other orders. So there's all this conflict of orders. So it's like follow those sheep. It's just like, all the humor is like just like you'd get in a sort of an urban thing, follow that car there, but in a military setting. But oh yeah, I just think it was pretty funny. I was laughing a lot through it. Um, he gets a rule book in the end because General Partridge, who is abusing his power, he's effectively a huge bully, almost the biggest bully you can get until you see what's happening in the world today. Um, but Kelsey Grammer's pretty good at the role. He's really sort of deadpan, but well, he does get angry at times when he gets stymied, when he gets called up. But he um, he manipulates like the commanding officer of Colonel James to force him out to Alaska. He asked for a report. Um, there's and Sergeant Fanning, Viola Davis's character, she's like um, talking about. I mean, Colonel James asked for the rule book so he can figure it all out overnight. He's going to work solidly on his typewriter and write up this report, but then only send it to um, General Partridge. Um, and then this, um, yeah, Sergeant Fanning says, So why do you need this rule book? Why writing, what's all this report? And um, Colonel Burton says, um, I'm going to turn this report into a deadly weapon. And she says, Oh, sir, An M16 is a deadly weapon. A report is just a pile of paper unless you plan to inflict a lot of extremely vicious paper cuts. Right, I won't say any more of the jokes because I mean, enjoy them in the film. But um, yeah, I find it really entertaining. Just you're kind of thinking, how on earth? I mean, like the manipulation that's going on at General Partridge's level, and how exasperating it must be for Colonel Burton. Um, and if he can somehow stymie um, things, I mean, with this report for a start, um, I mean, the huge expense of this development of a tank, there's just everything that was completely bonkers about it. I just so um I what am I going to score this? I mean, I think I'll give this 7.75. Military films aren't really my thing, and um, I mean, it was really funny, and it was an interesting history. I almost tempted to give it slightly more, but um, it wasn't dry. No, should I give it higher? No, I'm going to score it 7.75 because it was a fun film. It's really interesting to see all these actors when they're a lot younger. I mean, that's a great thing about seeing 20th century films, seeing people in their early days, the actors. But yeah, compared to all of the films I want to score higher, I mean, that is pretty high score. So 7.75. I'd love to know what you think about this. Film if you've seen it. And please like if you like this review. Thanks for subscribing. I've had a few more subscribers recently. Um, please hit the notification button. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.